Lady Charmaine, and my guest today is a pastor and recording artist, and he returns to his roots as a singer and songwriter as he releases his highly anticipated single. And I want you to help me welcome Pastor Larry Reid to the show as he talks about his new single entitled Better Than Ever. How you doing, Pastor?
I'm doing great. I can't complain. I'm doing well. I'm so glad to be here with you.
Well, I'm glad you're able to join me on the show today. And I want to talk to you about your brand new smoking single called Better Than Ever. Let's talk about that real quick. First, tell us about the single and the inspiration behind it.
Well, like you said, I am a pastor. We were in worship service. The power of God was moving. The saints were going in, and I was standing in the pulpit, and I lifted my hand, and in the midst of the worship, and tears were coming down my face, and the Lord spoke to me clearly and said that better than ever is on the way. And the people were already dancing, and the music was already going at that fast tempo that the single has. And so I called a few singers out of the audience, a few praise team members, and I began to teach it to them on the spot, and we sung it for the first time that day.
Now, that's what you call a gift. Well, you have some gifted singers in the audience. You can tell them to come forward, teach them a song, and you sing it that day. I don't have that kind of gift. I'd be like, Pastor, can we do a couple of rehearsals? Real quick, like. Oh, that's a blessing right there.
Yeah.
Amen.
It was great.
So when can we expect a full project from you?
Well, the CD will drop March the 25th, 2014. I'm so excited about it. I really want these messages to get out to people everywhere. So I'm really excited about March the 25th. Everybody needs to mark their calendar. March the 25th, 2014. The CD will drop.
So since you are so excited about this project, what can we expect on this full project? Can you kind of give us a couple of glimpses?
You're the first interviewer that asked me that, and that's a loaded question. Well, the title cut. The title cut is called "Work Me Over," and "Work Me Over" is a merge of everything that we've heard over the last 10 years from R&B and from gospel, put together with just a little bit from the past. There used to be a song that Tina Turner used to sing called I Want to Be Made Over. There's probably about 15 seconds of that is in there, but it's a headbanger. And so it's really going to be a great addition to all of the great songs that are already in gospel music. Like Better Than Ever, there's also another song that is about prayers called Talk to God, and it features my mom. The reason that I sing is because of my mom's dad. My mom and her sister, they had a female quartet group that went all over America singing for years. And so me and my sister, who was singing with me on the title cut, Better Than Ever, we've always had to sing whatever Mama says sing. And then also on the CD, we have some worship music. There's going to be worship music that's going to be up there, some songs that God has given unto me that have been sang in other countries for years, when I say evangelize in other countries. And so we have about 2 or 3 of those. And then I have some hidden tracks that's going to be on the CD that's just going to wow the listener. It has a little bit gospel CD, but it has a little bit of everything on it, the musical influence. And the vocals are blazing.
Now, you've mentioned genres from R&B to gospel, and I see that you have a plethora of musical influences because you just mentioned Tina Turner as well. Who in gospel music inspires you, or just in the music industry, period? Because we can be inspired by so many different genres, and I know you said one, you have Tina Turner. Can you give us a couple of artists?
Well, the genre of music that I just love, which everybody would probably be surprised to know, is rock. I love rock music. And so one of the things I like about gospel music is that a song such as Better Than Ever, which is the single that's released now, you can throw your voice, and it don't have to be pretty. You can throw your voice and with grit to really express how you're feeling it at a certain part in the song, and the music rides with it. And rock does that, and gospel music does the very same thing. And so I love that. That's my most favorite genre, which is rock. As far as influence is concerned, I was raised on gospel music, and then I got saved at 15 years old, so I continued to listen to gospel music, and gospel music is pretty much the only thing the main thing that I listen to. And so if I would choose an influence musically, there would be a few male vocalists come to my mind: Rance Allen, Donnie McClurkin. Love the way that both of them sing. My most favorite would be James Moore and Frank Williams. I love these gospel artists. And then for females, of course, everybody will say the Clark sisters. So the Clark sisters, Kim Burrell, the Pace sisters, those are my musical influences.
Oh, wow. And one of mine is Marvin Winans. He could sing the phone book.
Oh my God. He's a legend.
Yes. So I'm glad you named those artists. Now, you're a pastor. For those that don't know where your church is located, tell us about your church and where you located and how long have you been pastoring?
Well, I first began pastoring in 1997. It was an apostolic church, and I was there for a while, and then I pastored a church in Fayetteville that was an independent church. It wasn't in the apostolic faith. I pastored there all the way up to 2007, and then in 2007, May of 2007, I started the Breakthrough Church. The name of the church is the Breakthrough Church, and we've been seen everywhere. Some people may have seen us on the Word Network, and I've traveled extensively preaching, and so that is really my baby. I really like helping people, and pastoring gives me the opportunity to really help all different kinds of people from all different walks of life. I have a master's in counseling, so I spend a lot of time counseling different people: drug addicts, sexual addicts, food addicts, every addict, love addiction, every kind of addiction you could think of, and also some marriage and family therapy as well. So that is really how I am. Music has a way of touching everybody. And so that's why music is so powerful. It's one of the greatest ways that you can give a message, more so than standing behind a pulpit. You get a song together and you put a message in it, and the person they'll digest it.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the food addicts because, in church, we had them chicken dinners. We really have a lot of obesity in the church, and sometimes we act like we all right and we ain't like everybody else. But you're addicted to that chicken bone. Let's just tell the truth. So I'm so glad that you mentioned that because it is so true. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's another addiction. Some people just think it's the drug addicts or, they mean the alcoholic, but food is an addiction.
Definitely. And the thing about food, I think, is worse than all of the addictions. And I've dealt with all different kind of addictions in my office. And the reason being is because drugs and those other things, you do it, and then you stop. You never do it again. You can never be in the same environment. But eating, we have to eat to live. So you still have to eat. Sometimes the very food and the very thing that is the source of your addiction. So the temptation there is so powerful, so it can really do something psychological, to you that really causes a tear and a fracture on the inside, and your esteem about yourself and how you feel about yourself.
That's good.
So you're right about that.
And I want to talk about the name. How did you come up with the name Breakthrough Church? Because you got so many names out there like Bethel and, all the other different names that we have that, Corinthians, but you said Breakthrough. Tell us about the inspiration behind the name.
Well, the way that the church became Breakthrough is because I was doing a whole lot of evangelism prior to the starting of the church. And I had an outreach that now is a successful business entrepreneur firm to where we help pastors, artists, entrepreneurs, to build websites, give them advice and branding and things of that nature. But before it turned into that, it was basically a caravan of singers and me that would go and evangelize and do revivals. And in the midst of doing that revival and doing those teachings and doing those trainings, and at that time, exorcisms, casting out demons, and praying for the sick, God would always speak to me about spiritual breakthrough, bringing spiritual breakthrough to people. And so when it was time for me to do a church the way that God would have me to do it without too much influences from my traditional upbringing. Breakthrough was the term that my heart connected to, and so I had to have it in the church name. And I just left it simple, the Breakthrough Church.
I know that's right. So if people wanted to find out more about you, your church, and your music, do you have a website?
Oh, yeah. It's called drlarrydreid.com. So that's DRLARRYDREID.com. And when you go there, it'll connect you to my itinerary. You can invite me. You can book me. You can buy the CD. You go to my media store. You can buy sermons. And I'm also an author. I have 3 books. My last book that I wrote was forwarded by Dr. Mark Sharonas. It's called Let the Church Say Change. You can order any of those things. It's a one-stop shop at drlarrydreid.com.
Amen. Okay, and are you on Facebook and Twitter?
Oh, yes, Twitter, the @ symbol, drlarrydreid.com. And then on Facebook, it's the same way, Dr. Larry D. Reid, the / after Facebook.com, and you'll pull me up.
Just real simple. I want to thank you so much, Pastor, for coming on the show. And if people wanted to go and download your single today, where can they go?
They can go to iTunes, just type in Dr. Larry D. Reid, and it'll come up. You're actually going to run into a lot of sermons and everything, but you'll see the CD cover come up better than ever for the single. You can go to Amazon, you can go to Google, just type in Dr. Larry D. Reid, any e-store, anywhere in the world, they have it. So you can download it and put it on your mobile device.
Amen to that. Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate it. And we look forward to having you back and look forward to your full album project, March 25th, 2014.
Definitely. Thank you so much, ladies. Charmaine, I want to see you. I want to meet you.
Yeah, well, you're going to get a chance probably sometime next year if you go to Celebration of the Gospel or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I look forward to meeting you. Yeah. Well, the Stellars won't be able to make it. I'll be doing my baby shower that day.
Oh, okay.
So I won't be at the Stellars this year. I was nominated the past 2 years, so I won't be there this January.
Okay, great.
Well, you have a blessed day, Pastor, and thank you so much.
All right, take care.
You too. Bye-bye.